Hey everybody, welcome to your Friday morning Matrix Energetics session. My name is Ralph Havens, and we're going to be starting in just a moment. I'm loading it up onto Facebook Live. It'll be on YouTube as well, on Beyond Limits, and at some point I'm going to be putting it on a podcast, so you can look for that. I'll let you know when that happens. For right now, welcome. I'm about to start this. Let's see, we seem to always have to do this twice, so let me get this going. I've got a really cool one for you today. I think you're going to like it. So welcome to your Matrix Energetics and Beyond session. And still looking for the Facebook Live to start. Let's try this one more time. Here we go. I don't know why it always seems to take a couple of tries on this. Technology is cool. So let me just load this up. We will be starting in just about, half a minute or so. While we're waiting, you might want to think about what it is you truly want. What do you want in life? You know, if something were to be different for you, even this morning, even today, wherever you are, if something were to change for you today, what might that be? I'm going to put that here. If something were to change for you today, what might that be? So you might want to think about that for a moment. My name is Ralph Havens, and we're going to be doing a Matrix Energetics session. Now, some of you might know what Matrix Energetics is or have an idea or have heard the word. Other of you might be like, what the heck are you talking about? And so I want to let you know a little bit about it. You know, years ago, I used to do some sessions out of my house in San Diego, and there was one time when my neighbor was over, and his wife was there, and she had a significant medical condition, lots of stuff going on, and so I was going to work on her. So he was sitting there next to us, and I was working with her to help her with some chronic medical conditions, and she was improving. You know, I like to test things before and afterwards, and as we did things and then rechecked again, she was different. And then he kind of looked up at me in amazement because he was just sitting there, not really paying much attention, I don't think. And he said, "What are you doing?" He says, "My neck doesn't hurt anymore." And he's like, he started turning his neck in disbelief, like, how can that be? So how can that be? Like, how could I wasn't thinking about him. I knew he was there, but I was working with his wife. And there was another time when some friends of ours came over. We had met them a few months before, and they were both physical therapists, and one of them had interacted with me a little bit, and so she told her friend about it. So her friend came, first time I met her, and so I was working with her friend, and her friend wanted her knees to get better. Her knees had been hurting. She was then unable to run. And so the person that brought her, our other friend, was standing about 10 feet away with Jen, just hanging out. I wasn't even looking at her. And I started working with the person that had the knee pain. And I saw some stuff in her back, and some stuff shifted, and she felt some warmth, and she felt a little lighter and a little giggly. And then she walked around, and her knees didn't hurt. But she was like, yeah, they don't hurt right now. And so but that was going on. And then I heard our other friend, who was standing over in the corner, go, "Wait a minute." And her arms were just going up. And she was looking at her arms like, "What are you doing? What is going on?" And her arms were just going up. And so what was that? I don't know. I mean, why? I wasn't thinking about her. I wasn't trying to make things different for her. I was working on her friend. So the interesting thing about her friend was, a few weeks went by, and I emailed her, and I said, "Hey, how's it going? How are you doing?" And she goes, "Well, I didn't really notice much difference. I felt a little lighter and happier that day, but I don't know if much changed." And so then I asked her, "Well, how is your running?" And she goes, "Oh yeah, my knees haven't been hurting." So it had been so different for her that she had actually forgotten that she had had knee pain. I mean, that's just weird, right? So how does this work? You know, we're going to be doing a session in a little bit for you. And, you know, it's like, how does it work? You know, the deal is, it's kind of like this Zoom call, this Facebook Live thing. You could be watching from anywhere in the world right now live, or you could be watching later. And in my experience, what I've noticed with this work is that you could have a change even from the chair you're sitting in, the chair you're in right now. And it's why I like to test and retest real things so that you can recheck later and see what's different. Now, how does that work? I have no idea how it works. I mean, you could talk about quantum physics or talk about God or all this stuff, but I don't know how it works. The thing is, I know how to use it. In much the same way that I know how to use Facebook Live, I have no idea how this gets transmitted wirelessly around the world, and then people can see me in real time and hear me. And it's like, I have no idea how that works. But the thing is, I do know how to push the buttons, and then it works. So in much the same way, we don't need to know, we may never know how it works, but we can see what works. So what I invite you to do is notice what you notice, and then we'll do a little session, and then you can tell me what's different. And if you want to, you can leave a comment and just ask for what you want. Hey, Danielle. Danielle knows how this works, as much as I do anyway. Danielle used to work with me in San Diego. And when we first took Matrix, it was quite amazing because we had 4 or 5 therapists working in there at the same time. And my wife, Jen, had taken Matrix Energetics as well. And she would walk in and just say, you guys are so lucky because you get to do this all day long. And we were like, yeah, we are lucky. And one of the things that was cool was we loved testing stuff before and after. You know, that's how we were trained as physical therapists and as integrative manual therapists. And so we got to see real world results that, wow, this actually does work. So what I invite you to do is notice what you notice. Hello, Elaine. And then test something, walk around, see how you feel, move your arms and legs, move your shoulders, and notice what's different. So if anybody wants to comment in about what they would like to change, we can work on somebody right now, right here. And otherwise, right now, we're going to go ahead and use my favorite guy. Well, not my favorite guy. My favorite guys are Ben and Baden. But we're going to use Yoda. And seen a lot of miracles with Yoda. So I'm going to take Yoda as you, and we're going to tap in everything that you want and just go grab all the information that would be useful. All this stuff on the right side of your head. Yeah, and all this stuff on the left side. Yeah, that's it. All this stuff in the cranial base, all this stuff in your kidneys, especially your right kidney, all this stuff underneath you, all this unconscious stuff. So we're going to take all this unconscious stuff, and now we're going to move this over here. And we're going to do a little bit of something right here. It's funny, what I'm noticing is I'm getting one of my indicators that it's done, but it's showing up in a different way. And the way it's showing up is that it's kind of this really cool trajectory that's going out into space and then coming back. I don't know what that means, but it feels useful. And so now, anything else to do for you guys this morning, Friday morning? Let's see, me and Danielle. There was one time, it was so cool. Danielle and I were working, it was before we even knew Matrix Energetics. Danielle remembers, I'm sure. And we had a talk at the office in Mission Hills in San Diego. And so I took a lady, I explained some of those ideas around finding the root causes of problems and helping them clear so that people could heal naturally. And I had this lady, and we had her bend forward, and she could bend forward just a few degrees, about 20 degrees or so. And her neck was tight, her shoulders were tight. And we were supposed to be filming it. We didn't film it. Somebody didn't quite get that data, that info. But then Danielle and I saw her, and we saw a problem with one big vein that goes into her heart. It's called the superior vena cava. And so we did one technique to unlock that compression. And then Danielle and I spent about a minute or two working on what they call cleanup, cleaning up all the stuff that was the problem. And then we had her bend forward again, and she bent all the way to the floor. One of my office people, Julia, said it was the best demo she'd ever seen. It was so exciting. And then we realized we didn't film it. I was like, oh man. But yeah, so that was fun times. So let's see, let's open all this up and yeah, there we go. All right, you guys. So what I'd like to see, if you guys want to test it, whether you're watching live or later, I'll have this on YouTube also. If you're watching live, I invite you to walk around and notice what's different. Or if you can't walk around, move your legs around, move your feet around, and notice what's different. And if you want to let me know, you can comment in the comments. And what you can do is notice what's different the rest of the day. Like that lady that I worked on, the woman didn't even notice that what she wanted, her knees to feel good and to be able to run again, she got it, but she had totally forgotten that that's what she wanted. You know, it might be cool to just think of what how life is different today and what you notice. I decided about a week ago to start doing a Facebook Live each and every day. We'll see. Hopefully I get to, I actually do it, right? But all right, Danielle, gotta run. Love running. Have fun. But let me know what you notice. So these sessions are for you. And it's Friday morning up in the Pacific Northwest. It's beautiful. And I'll see you all tomorrow. I'll show you around a little bit. There's our place. Okay. Yeah, I guess that's pretty good. All right, everybody. So good to see you. And I will see you all soon. Here we go.